Welcome to the Self-Love Lifestyle Podcast. My name is Melanie Monaco, and I hold certifications in intuitive eating, integrative nutrition, feminine energy healing, yoga, and more. My mission is simple: to help women transform their bodies and lives with self-love. I've worked with women all over the world and learned a lot along the way, and I am so excited to share it all with you here. This is a wellness-centric, motivational, and transformational podcast that will give you the tools you need to cultivate more self-love through nutrition, movement, mindset, personal development, spirituality, and beyond. I'm so grateful to have you here. Now let's do this. If you've tried diet after diet and they've all failed you, and at this point you just want to have a body you love without the food drama, if you know that you should be eating healthier or exercising more and you just can't maintain the healthy habits because, frankly, life is too short to not eat the cake, I so get it. I know how that feels. As a graduate of nutrition school with an emphasis on intuitive eating and eating psychology, I can tell you that diets don't work. And it's because we have an emotional relationship with food. We're meant to experience pleasure when we eat food. It's how our species survives, and I would never want to rob anyone of that kind of experience. The problem happens when we turn to food as a coping mechanism. And when we don't heal our relationship with food, healthy living becomes a really big challenge. However, my proven system will help you change the way you relate to your body and food so that you can cultivate a body and life you love with ease. If you're ready to get started, I want to invite you to download my free bundle of self-love rituals. This includes my self-love daily checklist, which is my personal checklist that I follow every day to make sure that I'm acting in alignment with my goals, and my self-love journal, which is a huge game changer for shifting your mindset, removing limiting belief systems, and manifesting the life of your dreams. I'm really excited to hear what you think, so go ahead and download your free bundle of self-love rituals at melaniemonaco.com. That's MELANIEMONACO.com, and then send me a message to let me know what you think. Hey friends, on today's episode, I invited my dear friend, Ellen Winter, and she has been supporting the self-love lifestyle from the beginning. She's done multiple programs with me, but more importantly, she is an awesome human who works in music, theater, and the in-between. She celebrates sensitivity, and everything she does is an excuse to sing. She co-wrote, composed, and directed the musical podcast 36 Questions, and it stars Jonathan Groff, who you might know from Hamilton and Frozen, as well as Jessie Shelton, who's in Hadestown on Broadway right now. She's also 1/5 of an awesome nerd rock group called Chamber Band, of which my husband is also a part of. Together, they've made 3 albums and adventured on 3 national tours, and I joined for some of that as well. And she performs all around New York City. She has an album coming out, and she's overall just an incredible human being. I'm so excited to share this episode with you. We go deep about self-care when you're a creative person and her experience integrating self-love practices into her work and more. I hope you enjoy.
We're good at chatting. We have many years experience in chatting. Funnily, about these things, but I feel like we've been this is kind of how long have we been friends? 7 years?
Oh my God.
7 years.
Is that true?
No, more. It has to be more. Because I was, maybe 8 years. Holy
You were
shit.
19 or 20 when we met.
Because I was a sophomore, so I was 20.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know.
This is an 8-year-long conversation we've been having.
It's
I feel
true.
because I feel like we met each other in a time where we were both
figuring things out
in such a clumsy and beautiful way.
Yeah. For those who are listening, Ellen just did a beautiful movement with her arms. in her body as an expression of figuring things out.
An expression of figuring things out. You do some dancing, a little shoulder shimmy. This is the self-love, figure it out dance.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. The journey to action in some way. Yeah, it was like we were kind of like futzing around with like tools we didn't really know how to name yet.
Well, you were doing yoga in your dorm room.
I was doing yoga. We were doing yoga in our dorm room. I feel like I didn't really get into meditation until after college. But yoga was a part of, I feel like, both of our practices. Yeah. Just because we were doing performance. So yoga is very informative, I feel like, of a performance practice.
Well, and as a singer, you have to do breath work, whether you realize it or not.
It's so, like, I feel the difference. Like, it was so funny the other day. So I teach this class to, like, tiny little ones with music. And I had a really, I taught in Queens a couple of days ago. And because I had to leave so early, I had time to meditate, but I was like, I'm going to be doing a lot of walking. So I'll just, like, I'll power walk up. I walked the G. It's a longer walk. That'll be my exercise for the morning. But I didn't do yoga to warm up. And I felt the difference in my voice.
Wow.
Today I did do just like 10, 15 minutes of stretching and breathing. And like, I was like, ooh, that note is there that I couldn't hit 2 days ago just because I did that yoga practice this morning for like 10 minutes after my meditation. And it was like, oh, yeah, it's funny when you can literally feel and hear the difference and how you like set yourself up for success physically in the morning.
I did a workshop recently. Shout out Almost 30 Podcast Live.
Yeah.
They're coming on the show, by the way. But I did a workshop with them here in New York, and it was all about the voice. It was with a voice teacher who is from England and has worked with Shakespearean actors all over in the RSC, and he was talking about how our voice is so critical to how people interpret what we're saying. Yeah. And if your voice is not authentic to your soul, I'm paraphrasing what he said, but that's pretty much what he said. If your voice is not, like, authentic to your soul and connected to your soul, then you won't be able to communicate with, like, purity or with a divine intention.
Yeah.
So when your voice is really connected to your body and your heart and your soul and all of the wonderful things that make up who you are, then you're able to communicate so much clearer.
Yeah.
And when you communicate with clarity, then you connect.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
But that goes further than even just, like, speaking. It goes into singing.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, totally. It's like I can feel when I'm like trying versus like doing.
Yeah.
And like like when you're, I think in art practice and particularly in performing or any sort of pursuit of happiness, we talk a lot about flow, right? Like what it means to be in the flow. And like when I'm in the flow singing, it's like, it's a totally different experience. And I see that a lot too as like a teacher and as like a music director or even like jamming on my own original material with other people. There's like the learning voice when you're like learning things and like people aren't singing fully, they're just like trying stuff out. And then the minute they've like digested it and like figured out how they've like locked in and connected with the material, you hear them like sing out in a totally different way, which is so cool.
Transcend.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And like enjoy it.
Yeah. Do you feel that art is a channel?
I would say that art is not so much a channel for me, but maybe like a device. Like, I think a lot of people have access to that channel, and that art is one way to, like, channel it. Does that make sense? Like if it's, like, let's say, I often think about my life as a garden, even though I have, like, a metaphorical garden in my brain, and, like, I have my art plot in my garden, and, like, that might have like specific plants or whatever that go into my art but like other people can have like that expression plot just come out in it. They maybe make a different dish, but like the dish that I make is, you know, singing or moving. Mm-hmm. But for me, it definitely is like, it's a way to that dish, you know, whereas some people, you know, they might like make their risotto slightly differently with like different vegetables, but like it's still, you know, it's risotto.
I love this metaphor.
Yeah, I don't know if that answers it.
Yeah, it does.
Like, yeah, I think art is a great way. Sometimes I feel like for me, because it's a practice, when you can like, a cheat code is the wrong way to say it, but it sometimes feels like it's, you know what it is? It's kind of like, I'm going to use a lot of nature metaphors because that's my truth. Is like, I feel like it's like when you're trying to go somewhere or like enter a space of flow that is like, let's say, like I imagine the woods, like, and there's like a favorite place that I had in the woods growing up that I would go to. And the more I went there, the easier it was to get there. Like I knew the way. So like the more I practiced singing and writing and composing and all of those things, it was like, oh yeah, like I know the way. But also there's like many ways to get there. So it's like, yeah, it's both being like, okay, great. I know when I like take a turn at this big mossy boulder and like turn left at this like large oak tree, then I can get to my pasture of flow.
Yeah.
And so I do feel like I have, in practicing that, I've been able to like kind of access that a little faster, but it doesn't mean that there aren't other ways to get there, which has been kind of what I've been trying to explore this year in the self-love like practice and being like, okay, if that's always the way that I get there, that's awesome, but like maybe I can like take the long way. Like what's the, maybe I can enjoy the long way and not be like, why am I not at my pasture yet? It's like, oh no, like you've never seen this part of the creek before. And it's like, yeah, maybe let's like take some time and like take in the creek and like the pasture will
the
be
journey.
There. Yeah, you might even find another pasture. Yeah.
I'm living for this metaphor.
I'm just thinking about, there's like woods outside. I'm thinking about woods at home. Yeah.
So what does this look like practically?
Practically? Yeah, for sure. I feel like for me, it's like, you know, for example, quick route for me is like wake up in the morning, I meditate, yoga, do some journaling, cook myself breakfast. I don't like look at my phone for that time period, and then I like give myself a little bit of playtime. That's like that's like the tightest, most efficient route to like my art play pasture.
Yeah.
However, not like, you know, not every day you're not gonna have time to do that every day. So a lot of the work I feel like I've been doing this year is being like, okay, that's okay that if I don't have time to like sit and journal for 20 minutes, what's another way I can express that? Or like, is it, you know, maybe I like skip to play, or maybe my play is journaling, you know, maybe I do a free write. If I don't have time to do yoga, and also like, that's a whole other concept we can talk about, is like time to do things.
Yeah.
But, if I feel like unmotivated to do yoga, it's like, okay, maybe I can go for a walk around my block, or like I can just put on my favorite song and dance around my bedroom for 5 minutes. And like, it's another way to get there, but it's a different route.
I talk about that so much, you know this, with the daily checklist.
Yeah.
And allowing yourself to have flexibility instead of like, I'm going to work out 30 minutes every single day to just have movement.
Exactly, yeah, which has been really liberating. And also my therapist, shout out to Jennifer, thank you so much. You know, she, like, I am somebody who thrives and also dies by lists. Yeah. And so a lot of work I've been doing is trying to be like, okay, I used to have checklists every day, and I would feel really shitty if I like didn't do everything.
Yeah.
And I've had a kind of a challenging week this week, so that's been like, it's like, ugh, you know, once you've learned a lesson, it's not like learned, done. You're like, oh right, I have to like relearn how to like forgive myself for like not doing 2 meditation sessions today, or like and recognizing that like, okay, yeah, so it'll take me, if I try to get to that pasture quickly and I don't do all of those things, then it's actually going to take me longer to get there, and I need to be patient with myself, and that it's going to take longer, if that makes sense.
It does, yeah. So what are you mentioned movement and play and meditation, nourishment, because you said you're, cooking for yourself in the morning. How has that evolved over the past year, the way that you're taking care of yourself in those ways?
Well, I would say at the beginning of this year, I actually just got an email from my meditation teacher that was like, you've been doing this a year now. And I was like, wow.
Yay.
At the beginning of this year, I started practicing Vedic meditation, which is also known as transcendental meditation. And that's like twice a day, every day for 20 minutes with a mantra. And that's a new practice for me. Up until this year, I'd been doing about 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation every day. And I knew that I wanted something a little deeper, and I wanted to expand upon that practice. And so taking the time to meet with a meditation teacher and like take a class and like really learn about it, really changed my relationship to meditation. And like I don't meditate twice a day every day. Like I do it twice a day as much as possible. And it's definitely, the second meditation is the hardest one for me to that second sit is really hard. However, I would say like 90 to 95% of my year this year, I've gotten in that 20-minute meditation in the morning, which is like,
that's a big
more
deal.
Meditating than I've ever done. Like that, those odds are way higher than they've ever been for me, because it feels like it just became like a part of who I am, and like if I missed a day, it wasn't like a crisis. It was like, no, like you meditate literally almost every day, and like that's, maybe you chose to be mindful, and like maybe you really took your time making breakfast today, and like
meditation can come in so many forms.
Exactly. And working with you has really opened that up for me, because it's like, if I can't get in that second 20-minute sit, I'm like, okay, let me take a minute to check in with my breath. Just like, or like, I'll be on the train and I'm like, I'll just close my eyes for 5 minutes and just like think about how my breath feels like coming through my like nostrils, and like how deep it can go, and like play follow the leader a little bit. And so I would say like working with you has expanded my definition of meditation with that new practice. And then also thinking about it as movement has really changed my life. And I have like now I also feel like, my movement odds are not as high as my meditation odds, but that's like, I also am like, that's okay. And that's something I'm excited to keep working on. I don't feel the same level of frustration with myself for not doing it. It's like,
you access that self-forgiveness.
Totally. That's been like the biggest thing with movement too, because I feel like I have a history with like eating disorders and like general body image issues, as so many humans have. And so like taking that time to like thinking about movement time as a form of play with my own body has been really liberating.
Well, and also the intention. I've noticed the intention with your relationship to movement change too. Like I remember, and I hope you don't mind that I share this, but I remember when you first came to me, you were like, I really want to have real strong, defined arms. And not that there's nothing wrong with that. I want Michelle Obama arms.
Oh my God, don't we all?
But I just hearing the way you're speaking about it now, it's about connecting to your body and nourishing your body and enjoying your body. And that's the Michelle Obama arms will come.
The arm bar. Michelle Obama arm bar.
They'll come if your body wants them to come. And as long as you're honoring your body's needs to move,
right,
then that's all that matters.
Totally. And also it's like I feel like I've formed a new friendship with myself where it's like, oh, I haven't been quite as active this week as I was last week or like 2 weeks ago or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm also like, well, and so like, my body looks different. Our bodies look different every week. Also as women is like this kind of incredibly liberating thing I've noticed too, where I'm like, oh, when my body looks like this, I feel this way about it. Yeah. Why is that? But I'm also like, girl, like, you didn't go grocery shopping this week, so, like, you haven't been eating those things that make you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
So, like, no wonder this is how your body is reacting to those things, and that's data, and that's just like, oh, okay, like, when I eat tacos every day, like, that's like, this is what my body looks like, and that's good information to have, and that was just like, oh, okay, so, like, maybe I was, like, slacking a little bit on as a friend to myself by not doing that. Or, like, I unpack that a little bit and I'm not, like, in a way that isn't, I don't know, I'm just, like, I would forgive my friend if she, like, had a crazy week and, like, didn't have time to, like, go
or even
grocery
a whole
shopping.
Season.
Yeah.
Like, this is a crazy season.
This is a crazy season.
I've been thinking
right now
a lot about this, too, Ellen, where, like, it's really easy for us to look back and compare ourselves to a past self and to look at that past self with, like, rose-colored glasses. And we forget that past self was younger, in a different season of life, and wasn't doing the same kind of things, and probably doesn't look actually that different, if we're comparing ourselves to a past self where we're like, oh, I looked so much better then, or even if we're comparing ourselves to a past self and saying we looked worse, so much of that is just skewed by what we're doing now, what's surrounding us now. Like, I've been noticing those thoughts come up for me as well, and I have a similar thought process too of like, this is information I'm unpacking, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's, like, the best kind of process to have with those kinds of thoughts.
Yeah, man.
But I know it's because I'm in the middle of a move, and I've been traveling, like, nonstop for the past few months, and I will continue to be traveling. And it's just, I know that kind of movement for me, as amazing and incredible and as grateful as I am for it, it's going to bring up certain thoughts and anxieties just because that's been part of my brain chemistry, and those neural pathways have been carved out for a long time.
Yeah.
And exactly what you're saying about the way that you manage those thoughts of like, this is information for me now, and what new neural pathways can I carve out for myself?
Right. Yeah.
The easier it will be as time goes on. But yeah, it's so important to have that level of almost like a separation from your thoughts.
So
that you can really reflect and be like, these thoughts aren't necessarily me.
Yes. Thoughts are like, they're like random things going down a river. It's like, you're like, yes, this river is me, and like, these are items that are floating down the river. But like, also, it's like, one of the things in this meditation practice that, like, my teacher was telling me, like, you're gonna have some thoughts that, like, you never even thought you would have, and know that these are, like, thoughts that don't define you. Like, what defines you is your actions. And, like, and exactly what you're saying is having some separation from your thoughts and being like, oh, that's a thought. How do I feel about that thought?
Yeah.
Like, what is my action with that thought? Do I, like, hold it to the light and, like, see, like, what kind of prism is this? What is it actually trying to do? Or can I just, like, let it go, But it is, I've been practicing also the, like, almost every day, like, when I'm changing, when I'm naked, I'm just like, I love you, belly. Aww. I love you, boobs. I love your shoulders. Like, just, like, literally looking in the mirror and touching myself and being like, oh, you work so hard. Like, you do so much all day. You're so good. Like, good teamwork, everybody. Good teamwork, body.
Self-gratitude.
Yeah, totally. Thinking of my body as a team has also, like, really rallied me.
Oh, my gosh. That reminds me, I've been watching, and I know you've seen this show, I've been watching oh my gosh, what's the show called with the hormone monster?
Oh, Big Mouth.
Big Mouth. Sam and I are watching the latest season of Big Mouth, and I love how they show the hormone monsters and then also the depression kitty.
Yes, depression kitty is very real.
Yeah, and I love how they personify these aspects of ourselves because, and this is something that there's a lot of psychological practices do the same kind of thing, not in silly animation. But this is something that I find to be so incredibly useful. And then to like ask your depression kitty, like, how can I be of service to you? How can I nourish you? How can I bring you up to an elevated space where you're no longer sad? You know?
Right. Or even like, okay, depression kitty, do you just need some time?
Yeah.
Like, do you just need to feel sad for a little bit?
Yeah.
Like, because I think too, and this is a thing that I think is challenge. Like, I like this conversation that's happening, I feel like, nationally and globally about self-love and about like pursuing happiness, and mental health awareness is becoming so much more pervasive, which is incredible. Like, as somebody who has anxiety and clinical depression, like, seeing other people share their stories is inspiring, but even like, I would even say more affirming than inspiring, and inspiring too. But I think that it can be, when you're struggling with those things and self-love feels like the hardest thing to do. It's like a lot of what I've been kind of discussing with friends and with my therapist, thank you, Jennifer, is like, it's like those are also normal things to feel. Like sadness and anxiety and depression. Like, a depressive episode is a depressive episode. Like, that is its own unique experience, and a panic attack is its own unique experience. But so many of those, at least for me, when I look back on like my most recent like anxiety attack or panic attack and my most recent depressive episode, I think for me, and it's not really a point of no return, but in the moment, what feels like the point of no return is the moment that I won't just let myself feel that thing. I'm like fighting against myself. I'm feeling anxious about feeling anxious so that I can get more anxious.
Right.
I'm frustrated that I'm feeling anxious. Like, why can't I feel normal? Why can't I just breathe through this?
I've been there.
Exactly, right? And it's like, I have also like I've staved off more anxiety attacks than I've lost to, by letting myself feel that anxiety, which is so much easier said than done. And there are like practical breathing tools to work through that. And sometimes you just don't have those tools. Sometimes your anxiety monster has just been like picked up that box of toys that you use to like deal with it or like entertain it, and just like thrown it out the window, and you like cannot find them, and you are just like with that monster for a little bit.
I will say though, the more tools you cultivate, the heavier the box is, the harder it is to throw it out the window.
I love that. That's so true. It's so true.
I mean, I've definitely had my fair share of anxiety, and even this past week, I was working through the healthcare system.
Oh my gosh, that's what I have to do today. After this, I'm going home and signing up for healthcare.
It's true what they say about the healthcare system in our country.
It's rough.
Sam and I together probably spent a total of 20 hours this past week trying to figure out how to make this happen.
Oh, jeez. And is that like because of marriage?
Because of marriage, it does make things trickier. Do we file taxes together? Do we file taxes separately? How does that change what we qualify for? Right. Like, what's the best? And we're also in the middle of a move. So it's not only are we looking at our healthcare, but we're looking at, okay, what places in Maine take the healthcare, what is that the kind of place we want to go to? It's just harder doing it from afar. So with that said, you know, that's been challenging, and I spent like 6 hours straight just on healthcare.gov figuring it out. And afterwards I felt like really anxious, and I was like, okay, I could sit here. Like, part of me wanted to just sit on the couch and like just turn on a Hallmark movie and not move for the rest of the day. And I was like, no. Is that gonna like is that going to really solve the problem? I know if I don't actually address this, I just like try to zone out, I'm going to have insomnia later. Like I could feel it happening. So what I did is I turned off my phone. I just breathed. I rolled out my mat, and then I just like moved my body. And I normally don't do movement practice later in the day. It's very rare that I do it, but it felt so good. And by the end of and then I made myself a nourishing meal. And by the end of it all, I felt so much better. And I think in the past I would have just like tuned out, made some popcorn, watched a movie, and like maybe even binge, you know?
Right.
Like years ago. But now I have all of these tools. That's not, I mean, and that was like a very, very small instance of anxiety and stress, but it shows up in those ways. And I think the more that we talk about it, like you're saying, the more that people talk about anxiety as being like a real thing that we have to deal with,
right,
the more empowered we become to deal with it.
Right, because you have way more people who are like on the mission of like figuring out how to befriend it and like make space for it and be like, and do that exact thing that you were talking about. Like, what do you need right now? Like, and really like asking oneself to like, if you can in the moment, like, where is this coming from? And also, because it's like you can do those things and then it's like, cool, now I can watch a movie and eat some popcorn. Yeah.
And that's what I did.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's so funny, that fork in the road. And I definitely feel like I don't practice this all the time. Because like a popcorn in a movie is like such an easy way to just be like, all right, I just need a second. But do you need a second outside of yourself, or would it be more constructive to have a second within yourself?
Yeah.
To like to just check in.
Yeah, I was talking to a client earlier this week who has access to an unlimited candy bowl where she spends her time doing some work. And I was talking to her about what it meant for her to like take the candy, because then it was a whole thing where like, and I'm sure a lot of people listening can relate. I can relate. I'm sure you can relate, of like, you're eating something and you're like, I don't actually want this. Like, why am I eating this? And then you feel guilty about it afterwards, and you're trying to pick it apart, and you're picking yourself apart, and it just doesn't feel good. And so what I have found so often with clients who, and I've even noticed this in myself, and this is what you're touching on, with when you're mindlessly going after something, especially eating wise, it's because you need a break.
Right.
And to like get up and walk over to the candy bowl, or to get up and make some popcorn and sit down and watch a movie, you're giving yourself a break, but you're not actually, I mean, sometimes popcorn in a movie and sometimes candy is soul nourishing. I do want to mention that, but more often than not, you're not going to actually get to that root cause and like find that real calm that you need to facilitate that break and that breath in that moment.
Yeah, it's more of a Band-Aid than it is like a quick fix to feel. It is diminishing returns, I feel like. And for me, it's like, I think about like nesting, right? And like setting oneself up for success. Because for me, I'm like, if I go grocery shopping and I get like fruity snacks, you know, I get like some seaweed snacks. I get the snacks that like make me feel good when I eat them. That make me feel mindful. Body nourishing. And if I have that in the house, then it's like, you know, I could get one thing of like Milano cookies, and I know I won't eat all of those Milano cookies because I have so many options, and if I choose to eat those Milano cookies, I will be as mindful with those as I am with my other things. However, I have learned and noticed if I do not go grocery shopping and all we have for snacks is Milano cookies, I will eat the entire bag of Milano cookies. And that is data that I have about myself. So it's like, And, you know, sometimes I live with roommates and I live with partners, and I'm like, oh my God, if you get junk food, like, hide it from me. Sometimes I like truly, if we don't have any other food in the house, I will eat it. I will smoke weed and, like, just eat all of your cookies. And then I will feel terrible. And, like, so I've been thinking a lot about, like, okay, how do I counteract this? Like, yes, I could just be mindful and not eat all of those cookies. But also it's like, you know, why am I eating those cookies? Yeah. It's like, oh, because I didn't have the time this week to go grocery shopping. So it's like, if I've already eaten the cookies, how could I reframe my brain to be like, well, you know, you didn't have these things today. Mm-hmm. And like, maybe you ate more cookies than you feel comfortable doing. This is like, this is a moment of information of like, wow, isn't it fascinating how when I eat all of that, my stomach is really upset. I don't sleep well. And then the next morning I wake up and I don't feel good. Yeah. And then that makes my whole next day feel weird. So it's like, and it's not so much, I don't know, I've gotten to a point where I don't get mad at myself when I wake up feeling shitty from those things. It feels, I do feel those guilty impulses. Yeah. But I'm like, but I think about it now as like, okay, like, that wasn't great. I don't feel good about that. However, I know that I did that because of these things. Yeah. And like, if I don't want to feel this way, the simple way to not feel that way is just to, like, what can I proactively do to set myself up for success versus like, just don't eat that junk food. It's like, no, let's I'll make myself a meal that I can...
That's crowding out.
Yeah, crowd it out. Exactly. Yeah.
For those who are listening who don't know what that is, that's one of the pillars of the Self-Love Lifestyle program is crowding out. And it's not about willpower or self-control. It's just about filling your home and your body with so many body-nourishing things that the other... what I would call soul-nourishing things, or maybe even non-nourishing things that you don't actually want to be eating, but are only eating out of self-soothing, become less appealing because you don't really need them because you're already nourishing yourself.
Yeah, totally. And that's been, like, crowding out. I think that, like, you know, talking about how these different acts of nourishment, how my relationship to them has changed this year with working with you, because I started seeing you, like... in this like client and genius relationship in January, around the time that I started this meditation practice, and you talking about just like filling your plate rather than limiting your plate was like really liberating, and just like I get excited now when I go grocery shopping and I think about all the things that I could make. I've been like making chicken broth and like doing like making soup, like making it just feels good to, it feels good to crowd out those soul nourishing foods because then I enjoy them more actually. Yeah. Which is like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to savor this Milano cookie. Dark chocolate and mint, thank you. Like, oh my God, yum, 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 yum. Like, and I can actually enjoy it. Yeah. And it's like, and when I think back, I'm like, I just want to enjoy these Milano cookies. So to enjoy these Milano cookies, I'm going to set myself up for success.
Yeah. Food tastes better when you're in the intuitive eating mindset.
Yeah, totally. And it's like, and again, a lot of it is like, okay, maybe it doesn't happen every day, 100%, but it's that 80-20 thing, too, that has also been incredibly liberating.
That's
awesome.
And
I've passed that on to my mom, too.
Oh, good.
And we talk about it, and you know, because I think that a lot of people, especially women, I've found, like, we just berate ourselves so much for what we're not doing or what we should be doing. Yeah. And I really... my, like, goal of the last few years is how do I eliminate should from my language also? Right.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, it's like, and it's tricky, because there are some like instances in like professional planning where I'm like, okay, well this should work out, and I'm like, okay, well this will work out this way. But yeah, like thinking about that, and especially as the holidays are coming up, it's like, it's like just enjoy a few cookies. Like, that's okay, you know? And take your time eating them, maybe, and like really savor savor the moment, savor these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how has working in this healthful lifestyle for the past, year, changed the way you're relating to your body?
It's changed it in the sense that I feel a lot more love for my body. I feel a lot more appreciation for her. I feel like I know my body a little bit better, and I feel empowered by my sensitivity, whereas about a year ago I was feeling really restricted by how sensitive my body was to certain things, particularly different foods. You know, in New York, there's so many places to go out to eat, and I was feeling very limited by my options for a while. But because, you know, I can't eat certain meats, anything that's too rich makes me really upset to the stomach. But I also found that cultivating the like yoga and meditation along with like body love, it like kind of created this like greater than the sum of its parts kind of situation where I was like, wow, when I'm like mindful about my sensitivity to things, I can frame it as a superpower for myself as opposed to like something that prevents me from doing this. It's like, oh, my body is really sensitive to all of this butter. Like, okay, like maybe I will use less butter or like maybe I will not eat that meal when I go out or like, you know, it's like my body is just trying to alert me to the things that it doesn't want.
Yeah.
And when I feed it the things that it loves, it glows and I feel like I'm glowing and it's like, oh, like I'm taking care of myself as I would my best friend, as I would like a creature, because I am a creature, you know?
Yeah.
And it's also like having that separation and admiration of like, wow, like what if I thought of myself as a mythical beast, you know? And this mythical beast like needs these specific foods to survive, and then it will be its most operational and powerful. Then like, yeah, I'm gonna feed that beast it's like what it needs, so that it can be like the amazing, powerful creature that it can be.
Yeah.
So that's been really, and that's been like an overall thing too, of just like being like, wow, my sensitivity is a superpower if I allow myself to find strength in that rather than like, you know, it's like if I leave space for it as opposed to like trying to power through, it's like, wow, I feel like I have so much more space and I can actually do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So that's been like, yeah, that's been a big body shift, I feel like.
Totally. I love that.
Yeah, and I also feel stronger than I did a year ago.
Yeah.
And like I enjoy those movement moments. It's hard sometimes. I don't get it every day, but it's giving my like thinking about that flexible checklist of like 2 minutes, which can turn into 20 minutes once you're having fun. And the joy of being in my body is also something I'm like trying to, or rather, not trying, but like doing.
Yeah, reframing movement, I think, it's just so huge.
Yeah.
And it's definitely something I've seen you do over the past year.
Yeah, so I would say, movement and food have been like the big things that have changed my relationship to my body. And I've I've broken some like really unhealthy habits that I had because I was thinking of myself as this like mythical creature that I need to take care of. And I'm like, it's my I Ellen, the higher Ellen that exists before bodies exist, you know, have been tasked with this responsibility of a body to take care of. So like I like ego Ellen or whatever, like divine Ellen is like, I'm like, okay, I gotta take care of this, my responsibility, take care of this body in this life. So like how do I rise to that adventure.
I love
rise to that calling. I've been playing a lot of video games too, lately, which has helped.
Well, she's also like in a nerd rock band with my husband.
Chamber band.
Shout out Chamber band.
Yeah.
Shout out 36 questions.
36 questions.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But I wanted to, while we're talking about body relationships and transformation and how it's changed, what advice would you give to yourself a year ago?
I would say it's easier than you think. I would say that, well, I would also say you can do it. I would want to like look her in the eye and be like, you can do this. You're going to have so much fun. And I would also say that, you know, I'm trying to think of a way to frame this, but I think you actually put this on your Instagram, I think. It's like the one day or day one, right? I think as a part of your program. And that is also something that I would say to her too, is like, you know, wherever you have been is not like defining of what you're doing right now. And that truly it's like you can start today, and like that's okay. And also, if you start today and you have like 3 great yoga days and then you don't get to it on Wednesday, doesn't mean you're not still working on that. It doesn't, even if you don't get to it for another 3 days, if you go, or another week, if you go back into it, you're going back into it. And it's the like, and it's the return that is really the thing to seek and to practice, the return, whether that's daily, whether it's like weekly. It's like the act of returning to it, the act of like beginning it is, I think for me, returning has been a really great mindset, because I don't feel like I'm like starting this whole thing. I'm like, oh, I return to this practice every day.
Yeah.
So I would remind her that you're not going to fix everything in a day, and that there's also nothing to fix. Like, you are enough. You have all the tools that you need. This is a very long monologue that I would tell myself. I imagine it with underscore and like lighting.
I'll add some music under this part.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, and that, you know, it's like you can take a break and then you can keep going. And what matters is just that, you know, be aware of taking the break, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I think there was like, I had a lot of frustration of like, why can't I just do this thing? Like, why can't I just be doing yoga every day? Like, why can't I, like, I don't have the time to, like, if I want to be doing yoga for 30 minutes every day, like, but I don't feel like I have the time. Like, never in a million years, for some reason, did it not occur to me to be like, hey, just, like, if you don't have 30 minutes, just, like, take 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, 2 minutes is fine. 2 minutes is gonna turn into 20, probably, if you just go. So, yeah, I think, returning and believing that I have all the tools and, like, just rooting myself on and knowing that, like, and just, I would also tell her, like, I'm in your corner. Like, I'm rooting for you so hard.
Aww.
And, like, I am so proud of you for, like, having this conversation with me, your future self, right now. Like, I'm really proud of you. And I literally, you know, as I began to imagine myself as a best friend, it's funny how, like, time becomes a little blurry. Like, even now as I'm saying that, I'm like, maybe I am hearing this a year ago, you know?
Yeah. And your future self.
And my future self.
Is still coming back to you now.
And she's like, hey, don't forget to tell her this. But yeah, it's, and as I've been working on my album, actually, this is like a big thing that I've been thinking about, because it's music from the last 7 years of my life, and working on the album and, you know, finalizing it and going through this process has been a lot of, like, you know, me having to hold up these really difficult things that I worked through to the light, and thinking about the story that I want to tell with this record and like what it means to me, and it really does feel to me like hugging yourself. Like, I want anybody to who's listening to the album to feel like they can connect with themselves, whether in the present or the past or the future, and like hold space for themselves, and to like say, I got you. And if someone doesn't have the capacity to say that to themselves yet, then like I'll be there to tell them that they have it, you know, they got this. And like I think that having that self-love and that practice and like space with yourself to be able to be like, hey, like, you felt shitty today? That sucks. That's okay too, though. Like, you can feel shitty some days, and like we all feel shitty some days. It sounds cheesy, but like we do all feel shitty some days, and we all want to be loved. And how radical would it be if we like loved ourselves?
Your album is so good already. Because I have an in through my husband who drummed on the album.
Yes.
I've heard a lot of it already, and I know, and I've heard like not even like the final cuts of everything, but like it's so good, you guys. So we can find your album Every Feeling coming out soon.
Coming out 2020. Every feeling I've ever felt. Yeah.
So good. And if you want to listen to a musical podcast that Ellen wrote with our good friend Chris Littler, starring Jonathan Groff
and Jessie Shelton.
Who's in Hadestown now. I saw her. She was so good. Yeah,
that's amazing.
I know.
Killing it. They're killing it.
They're amazing. So incredible vocal actors. So definitely check that out. Find it anywhere podcasts are. 36 Questions.
Yeah, the musical.
The musical podcast and Chamber Band.
Chamber Band, yes.
If you are interested in anything to do with mythology, lore, nerd culture.
Just like pop punk goodness.
Yeah. Chamber Band. Anywhere you listen to music.
Yeah.
What else?
I think those are like my main things. If you want to pre-order a copy of my album, you can go to my website, which is ellenwintermakesthings.com. I make a lot of things. Those are my main squeezes right now.
Yeah, and you're playing live shows in New York. So
I am,
people who are in New York can see you live.
Yes, I have a lot of live shows coming up in 2020, like, you know, kind of getting ready for the album release. But I do have a regular gig at Freddy's in South Slope in Brooklyn. If anybody ever wants to come through, it's the first Sunday of every month, potentially the third Sunday as well. But definitely the first Sunday of every month. And I'm just there for like 2 hours from 4 to 6, just playing songs. I sometimes have guests come and play some songs too. Just to hang around a piano really is all I ever want in life.
Yeah. And people can find you on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's Ellen Winter.
It's Ellen Winter.
At It's Ellen Winter.
Also on Twitter, same handle.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, I'm sure people will connect with you.
Yeah.
Final question.
Yes.
What does self-love mean to you?
What does self-love mean to me? I just see so many answers floating through, so I want to think about it. Self-love to me means curiosity and gratitude and forgiveness, and curiosity, gratitude, forgiveness, and accountability. Like an honesty with myself. All of those things to me make up self-love, because when I'm practicing those things I feel really connected to myself, and you know, the quickest way to that pasture for me is having that 2 hours in the morning to like setting aside that time to be curious and journal and ask myself how I feel about things, and yeah, it's like asking myself what I need and being curious about how I experience the world.
Yeah.
And also bringing that curiosity to others, too. I've found it so much easier to talk to people this year. So to me, self-love is like, yeah, it's like making sure that my cup is filled so that I can share with others, too. And really seeing that, like, divinity in other people has been really exciting.
Yeah. I love that. I think it is really true that when you love yourself more, you're able to love others so much more.
Yeah.
And it really does expand out into all areas of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes it, especially in New York, I feel like you're around strangers constantly. Yeah. And it just makes it like, when I'm having a day where I feel like I'm in it, where I'm just like, and you know, it's like, not, some days I'm feeling really like, I'm like, nope, I need to like cocoon. But if I'm just like flowing and present, it's just like, anybody is a future friend, you know? It's like stranger or future friend, you know? Like, but like, you know, you become like, I don't know, there's like it feels like there's a fog that like lifts when I feel like I feel like I can see other people and talk to people in a way that, because I'm because I've become so curious about myself, I'm like, oh, like, what treasures must your brain hold? Like, you know, I found all these things through my human experience, but what about your human experience? Like, how's that going? How is being a human for you today?
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Ellen.
Oh, thanks for letting me talk so much about magic and self-love. It was a joy to talk about these things in practical terms and mixed metaphors.
So beautiful. Ellen Winter, the poet.
I'm a hyphen artist, you know, I like have a lot of hyphenates. Writer, actor, playwright, you know, performer, musician, poet. You heard it here first.
Ellen Winter, the poet. At It's Ellen Winter. Connect with her, y'all, and I'll see you next time.
So lovely. See you.
We've all heard that how you start your morning makes your day. And I really discovered this when I was teaching fitness and yoga classes full-time in New York City. I really was struggling to figure out how to start my morning so that I would have the energy to get through rushing from one class to the other and constantly exercising. When I finally figured it out, it changed my life and my body. And it was starting my day with a nutrient-dense shake. Now, I hear you. This is not the classic meal replacement shake that we all had in the 90s. It's not about that. This is about making sure you get all of your nutrients in a really easy to digest way. And I've aligned myself with an incredible brand that is vegan, non-GMO, and delicious. So I want you to head to my nutrition shop on my website. That's MelanieMonaco.com, MelanieMonaco.com, and you can check out the supplements that I personally use in the morning to ensure I'm getting all of my nutrition in. There's flavors like marble cake and chocolate and vanilla, along with greens powders, probiotics, fiber, and more. So really everything you need is in there. My clients love this, and I know you will too. So that's MelanieMonaco.com, MelanieMonaco.com. Did you know I have a clothing line? If you didn't know already, I created a line of apparel to help me manifest how I wanted to feel from the outside in. So, you know, I do all of the inner work, including positive psychology, intuitive eating, and more. But I also wanted what I wore to reflect how I was feeling inside. So I created a line of apparel that has affirmations, including love yourself, goddess, grateful, all of that good stuff. And it includes cropped sweatshirts, cropped tees, yoga pants, and more. So if you want to cultivate confidence and wear clothes that make you feel like the goddess you are, definitely check out my apparel line at MelanieMonaco.com. That's MelanieMonaco.com. If you felt inspired or moved by what you heard today, then be sure to leave a rating and review. I would love to hear what you're vibing with so I can create more incredible content to help you transform your life with self-love. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram at The Self-Love Lifestyle, on Facebook at The Self-Love Lifestyle, and you can also sign up for my mailing list and find free downloads, resources, and more at melaniemonaco.com. That's MELANIEMONACO.com. And be sure to subscribe to the Self-Love Lifestyle podcast so you never miss an episode. I'll see you next week, my love.